Yo, what's up, boys? Did I spell everything correctly? I hope I did. I hope I did, boys. I hope I did. Alright, let's go post the live stream for everybody in the Discord. Did I spell everything correctly? I hope I and that little playback. That little playback. Oh my gosh. Woohoo! Well. Happy Sunday, everybody. Oh my goodness. Ooh, look at this. Oh, look at this little sucker. What's happening with the hair here? What is this? Boing! How's everybody doing, my mans? How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Because I know the ladder season ends tomorrow, but it ends tomorrow at like the afternoon. So I ain't gonna be around that early, and like I said, the school year started already for kids. And so starting, literally tomorrow, the schedule is going to change a little bit. You guys are going to have to give me a little bit of leeway, this week, because I'm going to be figuring out what's kind of like a good time to stream. Of course, I'm going to still try to stream every single day, but it's going to have to be slightly different. And, there's pros and cons to the summer. Like, you kind of want to get stuff done. Probably, again, people with kids and people that, teach kids and stuff like that, right? The summer is kind of like that section of the year where you feel like you have extra time, so you got to use it well and wisely to like get stuff done. And because then when the school year starts, then the whole thing, starts all over again, right? But for me, since it's my actual job, the schedule is going to change, like, for real. And it did just like last year. You guys can kind of see what I did last year through my single player stuff and whatever. And that schedule is most likely going to kind of be similar in a way, right? And yeah, so today, for me, today's the last day of season. We gotta kind of go through a few things. I want to see if possibly any of the community members actually would want to possibly trade a few runes. I'll give you guys way more benefit of the doubt. I'll give you guys the better deal, of course, 100%, like even like by times, who knows what, like times 2 or times 3, a better deal. But let's check out what we have on our level 1s. I was kind of trying to show some of this stuff off. But again, like, man, they really made it so it was very, oh my gosh, like, look at this. Like, these were some of my first things that I've ever gotten. Ooh, look at that one. Okay, so like that has to go. But there's a few cool stuff in here, you know? Not a lot of stuff, but you guys know what I'm saying. Wolf Howl, 3 to find item. So I'm thinking that I actually want to... yeah, that's Death Cleaver. Would you look at that? Dude, this is so bad. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is interesting though. What is this? 25 AR. Again, I will never be using this, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Also, what is this? Yeah, hold on. Just put that. What is this? 3 to find item. Okay. Okay, so we don't have what I was looking for. I was kind of looking for a 4 open socket. We'll be coming back to this game. If anybody needs anything, they could come into this game. But again, I'm dropping not great stuff at this point yet. Okay, what does this guy have? All right. Oh, this guy has the cool stuff. This guy has the cool stuff. Doo-da, doo-da. Oh man, I really wanted to try these out. The really cool stuff, actually. What the heck? Oh yeah, and she has the... Oh, look at these babies. What the heck? Look at this. Smoking. Ooh, I guess maybe they are kind of high rolled. Interessant. Again, cool stuff like this, cool stuff like this even. Gurkies over here. Very nice shield, by the way. I love this guy. I love this shield so bad. So much. Such a nice shield. Look, that's a skin of the Viper Magi. Teleport charges on a circlet. Huge. Nova. Also Nova. Nova, Nova, Nova. Nova, Nova, and Nova. Very nice ones, though. You know? Okay, this guy is not going to be touched roughly. Let me see what else. Okay, let's take a look. See? By the way, you guys can hear me, right? Yeah, okay. 3 sockets, the iron pelt. So this is the crazy one right here. 2 to trap. This is a nice one as well. Assassin, assassin. Partisan. The ward, the new one. You know, out of all these, by the way, I probably wouldn't mind picking up this guy. If you guys see anything that you guys would like, let me know. Oh, excuse me. The ward. You know, it's such a cool, nice level 9 boot. For real? That's crazy. Yeah, no. Alright, cool. Again, these are just cool. Just, I mean, these are not good. But they were kind of cool that I found them. I mean... Yeah, no? Hold on. Let me see really quickly what I also had on here. Anything that's not great, I'm just gonna be dropping it. But this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. And this is cool. All these things are cool. Tri-res. Tri-res. There's not really much that I would like. This is a nice shield as well. Kind of cool. Okay, so I don't mind about that stuff. I do not mind. Alright, I'm just gonna keep these though, because those are for re-rolling. Could potentially be just, you know, whatever, nice. What did this guy have again? Let's just remind ourselves. Sazabis, huh? $14 to Dex. Also, we're kind of celebrating the last day of season. Back from yesterday's event that I was at, that I was not able to come back over here. This is interesting and no bueno, actually. Do I want to keep this? Ooh, I get, hold on. Poison and cold? No. Poison and lightning, if anything, right? Okay. I kind of want to get rid of this as well. Yeah, I don't care about that much. Or at all. Also, Arcane's Valor. No bueno, actually. I don't know why I am keeping that. Let me see. Okay. Reaper's Toll. Okay, that, and that. There we go. That's way better in general. Okay. In all honesty, this should go in there, but that's okay. Okay. Or are we just dropping everything? That's the question. But no, I don't drop everything. I'm just saying, like, should I care about some of this stuff? I do kind of care. I do kind of care. Especially this niche stuff. Yeah, see, like, she has a bunch of niche stuff. Okay, I'm leaving her alone. Let's take a look at her again. I think we have to say goodbye to this and to this. I mean, oh, by the way, guys, I'm gonna be taking so many bathroom breaks from yesterday's like birthday party or whatever that I went to, slash celebration, and today's last day. Oh, I'm gonna be going to the bathroom a lot. All right, so we're gonna keep it that way. Be right back. Alright. Also, let me post in the Discord just in case anybody wants some stuff. That I'm dropping some stuff, okay? Hello, Mr. T-Bone. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Let me see what I want to post here. Also, if you don't come to the stream. Ellipses. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm just typing in the Discord real quick. Curve. Okay. All right, we're putting it in there, boys. Okay. Yeah, and then for everybody that's coming in here, again, take a look-see. I'm not gonna be dropping a lot of this stuff, but I mean, still, I would have to want to socket this, see how many sockets it gets, and there's some cool stuff that I want to just have as a trophies or whatever, but some stuff has to go. Man, I feel like even things like this, I'm not gonna. No. I mean, Jin Slayer. Look at this. 2 sockets, huh? You don't say. Things like this. This was also very cool to find. Same thing with like this, but I mean, no. Oof. I mean, it's just so cool to have. All right, next section. All the way down. All right, let's see what this guy has. What is that? Sazabis again? Okay. Coco Mail much? That's kind of cool. Why do I have that? I have no idea. By the way, some of these are not very, very good, but like this is interesting as well. Like imagine having a Holy Shock Paladin. Yeah, I don't know. Phase Blade, Superior Phase Blade, Scourge. Etten X. Colossus Sword. I don't care about that. This is kind of cool, actually. Does it go up to 70 life for level 30 required of the squid? I think so. This is pretty like up there. But again, are we gonna make anything out of it is the question ever. Same thing with this. Like, I mean, yeah, I could make even a Coco Mail. But by the way, level 30 required. This is fantastic. Ralort Tal. An Ancient's Pledge with 40 all res for dueling. You know, this is for like again, I keep niche items. Like, this is also interesting. It has very huge strength. Very interesting, actually. Very interesting. Alright, let's go to the next one. Blitz. By the way, Mr. T-Bone, I saw you streaming earlier. I came in there and I gave that video a thumbs up. But I had to get going. But what have you been up to, my man? Has it been a great success? Great success. 3 tornado. Jalals. Like, look at this one. Holy moly. To the druid. Wait, this is level 42. What an idiot. Okay. Don't need that. Now this is pretty cool. Whoopsies. You know? Spring cleaning, not even really, Mr. Bad Habit, not even really. I think what I'm going to do, because again, this is my first... well, no. So, when Reign of the Warlock came out, I was still on my, like, non-Sir Jables streaming account. Like, even when I streamed, for example, like last year or whatever, I was on my original, like, account. And then I decided to, like, make Sir Jables Gaming for the purposes of streaming so that it's, like, consistent with the name, right? So this account, the Sir Jables Gaming right here, is my first account officially from the Reign of the Warlock thing. So I kind of want to have like a memory of some of the cool stuff that I had, and what I think I'm going to do, which I already did do, but I don't know what I'm going to do for next season. What I think I'm going to do is actually not maybe delete any of these characters, or maybe if I do, I don't know. I don't know exactly how this is going to work out. But maybe I'll just start next season on the other account without doing inventory management, like really on this account. Do you see what I'm saying? Just to kind of have like you know, a memory of, okay, season 1 of Reign of the Warlock, what did I keep and why was it kept? Do you see what I mean? Because, you know, things are going to change, right? Things are going to change, and who knows what BlizzCon is going to reveal, because the patch notes are absolute, like, a freaking drop in the water of what could be done. It's kind of sad. But kind of a spring cleaning. By the way, yo, if you want to check out any of this stuff, none of this stuff is amazing. No, just like random stupid stuff. But like, if you want to like check out, you'll see. By the way, don't come in this game for no reason, because all of this stuff, if it disappears, nobody's gonna be sad. Okay. But if you are like, if I'm showing something and you're interested in it, just let me know. Because a lot of the super niche stuff, remember, I love testing stuff and I'm a math guy, right? So I might test stuff on non-ladder like in the future. So I'm not going to get rid of some of the super niche stuff that I found. And most of them are just going to be like, but see, that's the thing. If you guys, should we start poking holes in these? I think we should, right? Just to see what they get. I don't even have a cube on this guy. I could give you guys the materials if you want to come in here. Or should we make a new game? And I'll drop you guys the materials to start poking holes with cubes, because I don't have a Haradra cube on like a lot of these characters. You know what I mean? And then, oh, by the way, so let me just finish my thought. So next season, I might just go and start that season on the new account that I bought for Sir Jables Gaming as well. So it's called Sir Jables Gaming, but I think it has either an extra G at the end or I put an X at the end. so it's like, so it's distinguishable between the two. And I think I either added you, yeah, unless if they're like perfect, right? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah, for me to not to save like just garbage stuff. Oh yeah, I know. But what was I gonna say? But again, I don't have that much time like to like go through and like analyze. Oh, let me look this up. Like, dude, it takes freaking forever. And like, oh, how much is this worth? Like, I know people have time to do that, and you know, good for them if that's what they like to do, and they like to compare prices of things. Like, you know, is it worth keeping and trading in the future? I don't really have that much, but I am an enthusiast. I love math. I love trying things out, min-maxing, just for shits and giggles, kind of. Not for myself, because I never actually min-maxed during the season. But like just in, you know, and I don't use GSP or anything, right? So I'm just min-maxing for myself just to see what would happen. But what was I gonna say? But I think next season I will transfer all of you guys. I mean, not like I can't actually physically transfer anybody to become my friends over there, but I will send you guys all the second account name, so you guys can add me, so we could add each other again. So you guys will be friends on both accounts, on my this official Sir Jable's Gaming account, and on the one that I purchased. You know, giving your point score. Oh, I know, Mr. Fairhall. Oh yes, I know. But the thing is, like, some of them are so barely, just barely to be GG status, and it's like, do you really want to get rid of that? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, you know. And again, some people take it more serious. Like, some people take it like to heart that they found it and it's like a treasure of theirs, which is kind of like me. I kind of like, if I found this, by the way, none of this stuff is traded. None of this. This is all my finds. So if I thought that something was cool that I found, I'm like, holy smokes, I'm keeping it as a memory even, you know? Yeah, I know. And so, like I said, if you know, but I don't mind. I didn't mind, at least, as long as D2R doesn't become like a $60, $80 price tag. I didn't mind buying the second account, for example, for the next season or for future seasons. By the way, I used that second account for the giveaway, because remember when we had that big giveaway? That was the account that I used to like hold all of the items, because I just didn't have room in this shared stash anymore, you know? So I just used that account. I put all the items there. You guys remember it when you guys were at the giveaway, you know? Yeah. Dude, that's the same thing, man, Mr. Bad Habit. It's me and you. You just run out of room eventually. But I wouldn't mind actually, like, not Larzicking this stuff, but like putting this in the cube, and I would just drop you guys the materials that we need. Like, I have a whole bunch of gems that we could cube and stuff like that, you know? But see, like, I even forgot about these. Like, look at this. I was keeping like these Archon plates. Like, I know these aren't even great defense, right? But this was in the beginning of the season. I'm like, ooh, maybe. Look at this. This is 2 off perfect. I found this Sacred Armor. Just a regular crystal sword. But look at this. A perfect 500, which is 1 off perfect for a great Hauberg. Like, there's so many things that I've kept that were not like perfect, but so close to, you know? Or very cool things. Like, even this is very cool, by the way. Level 30 required for dueling. 2 to Hurricane. Like, this could go probably. 3 to Fissure, 3 to Tornado. Again, for early level, look at this. 12 required. 24 required. This is a Fool's Mod. And what I mean by Fool's Mod, if you guys don't know what that is... Here, hold on. This also has a Fool's Mod. The Fool's Mod is it's the second stat that you guys see right there. The second one. It says 1% bonus to attack rating based on character level. Or no, not Fool's Mod. Jeez Louise. Fool's Mod is on weapons, and that's different. No. This is Visionary Mod. It's called Visionary. That's like the prefix and suffix on a magic item. This is incredible. This gives you percent bonus to attack rating based on your attack rating, and it's based on character level. So as long as the required level of this is, let's say it says it's 24, you could use this in low level duels and get up to 30% bonus to attack rating, which is humongous. This one, unfortunately, is level 35, and like low level duels, or like mid level duels, sorry, are capped at 30, you know, things like that. Dude, see, and see, Mr. Fairhall? Yeah, exactly. Dude, and a +3 to fireball staff, that is already, you know, that's level 3. Or not level 3. Firebolt, you mean. Fireball is level 12 required regardless, because fireball is a level 12 skill. But things like this. Ooh, and also same thing with the +3 to Wolf's Helm. Can you hire a wolf right away? You have to double check that. Maybe your brain is playing some tricks on you, okay? Just FYI. I'm not saying that you didn't find what you found, but just double check on the level requirement. But in general, paying attention to level requirements is super cool if you know what you're looking for. Because a lot of... Dude, I guarantee you if somebody picked this up, by the way, that does not know much about Diablo 2. But again, I'm kind of like a freaking mastermind mathematically behind Diablo 2. I love it, and I've like researched everything that I could, and I've memorized as much as I could. So I'm kind of like that, you know, walking encyclopedia, walking dictionary that people say. So like for me, I notice these things, but I guarantee you guys, 99 people out of 100 would identify this, or sorry, identify this, for example, because this one is that level 35, so I can't really compare this one. People will probably be more impressed by this one, by the way, because of that 30 to life and 1 tornado and 1 hurricane, which, by the way, is another thing. But like 99 out of 100 people would identify this and just drop it on the ground and be like, this is completely useless. Because I rather have, you know, I don't know, Ort Soul, or I rather have Peasant Crown, or sorry, not Peasant Crown, geez Louise, what is that? Like the Peasant Hat. Peasant Crown. Jeez, the thing, you know what I mean? ENTJ? INTJ? What is that? By the way, watch your ears, guys, when I'm on this episode of Hoarders. That is correct, Mr. T-Bone. Hey, if you want to do the commentary, feel free, my friend. Record me live and then and then clip it on this episode of D2R Hoarders. Jables is a rare breed of human/mathematician. He is looking at all of his items and he cannot decide what to get rid of and what to keep. But it seems like he rather, I don't know, not eat than be fed for free. Like, yeah. Do it, dude. On this episode of Hoarders, man. Which one? This one? You're a magnet, Mr. Magnet. So, exactly. So, let me just give you guys... Again, I don't want to, like, be on this, like, screen for forever. But let me explain to you really quickly why not only are you right, it's fantastic on a playthrough. So is this. And so are all of these. Holy smokes. Okay? These are all fantastic on a playthrough. Now, that is not even a question. But the reason that this is amazing, even past the playthrough, is a different topic. It has to do with the required level of it and that second mod that you see. That second mod that says 1% bonus to attack rating based on character level. That allows it to, first of all, be incredibly powerful, and you get to cap it out at whatever level you want. So if you are a fan of dueling, this is very important to have. And by the way, it also has like other amazing stats. Like for example, 23 light res. Huge. 32 flat attack rating. Huge. That's the oh, I forget, like of the sun mod or something like that. And it has like various like tiers or whatever. But in general, these are more than just what the typical eye would notice. And that's why I'm saying that 99 out of 100 players, out of 100 people that like identified one of these, and let's say that they were level 50 or 60, like let's say they were already in Nightmare in Hell, right? They would not think twice about it. They would sell it right away. But if you think about it, they have a purpose. That's what I'm trying to get at, Oh, the Brimstone. Yeah. And by the way, both of these have the attack rating. It's just that this one is special because it has level required 24, which, again, this is just like an arbitrary number, but like Coolies, you guys know who Coolie is. I'm guessing most of you guys know. He's like the PvP, kind of like he brought PvP into popularity. Even though it was popular before him, but like he just made it popular on YouTube for Diablo 2. And people in PvP have created their arbitrary arbitrary tiers of PvP. So like, low level dueling, there's like, level 15 dueling, there's like level 30 dueling. Then there's like some exceptions where there's like another tier that with some exceptions is allowed at a certain level. And then there's like, unlimited dueling, blah, blah, blah. But like, because there's that arbitrary thing of 30, like this one is way less valuable for PvP than this one would be. Do you see what I'm saying? By the way, these to the right buyer on non-ladder, that's what I'm kind of waiting for, is worth like several high runes. Okay, just hush hush. Let's, like I have this up on Tradery for right now. I have it up for like, I believe 2 burrs and a Zod worth. I said that I want like a Zod and a burr because I wanted a Zod to make some other rune words. But like if people give me 3 burrs, then I'm fine with that. Or if people give me 2 burrs with something else, then I'm fine with that too. But like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, but non-ladder, I bet you I'm going to be getting offers. Like with the prices that I ask. And then I'm going to have to adjust my prices because everybody's rich on non-ladder. So like if they're going to be like lowballing me, then I'm going to have to a little highball everybody else. Because like I'm not going to just be the wimp on non-ladder. But again, I don't even really do non-ladder. I'm just giving you guys my thought process. If you find something like this, think about it. But again, you have to be a little bit knowledgeable. Anyways, let me go back to the chat really quickly. I want light res to give minus res to monsters. Minus light res to monsters, eh? And then minus -1 for every +1. Yeah. For plus fury, that is true. You would be looking for plus fury. And you can roll on level or on level required 30 but only level 30 because fury is a level 30 skill. So any level 30 skill requires level 30. But the thing is, fury is not the end all be all because fury, like each level benefit of fury is not like an amazing extraordinary thing that happens. But having things, for example, like look at this. This has shockwave. For example, if you don't want to go down the whole tree, which by the way, let's show that tree really quickly. So like here's shockwave, right? Oh, I guess you would have to. Well, no, you wouldn't have to. So do you see? Like, so look what happens. If you're a fury druid, all you have to invest into is lycanthropy, this, and go down here, right? You're a fury druid. There's no synergies here, no nothing. So if you want to have shockwave as a 1 skill, like a 1 skill point wonder, You either have to invest 3 points, which is the same as giving 3 points into Fury, right? Like your own base points into Fury. Or you get it from something and you keep it as a 1-point wonder if you're not going to go into Werebear and do Maul and this stuff. So do you see how it's kind of like how the Warlock has like the Siphon spell and the Blade Warp, like just to teleport around without Enigma. There's a lot of things that you have to actually think about. Same thing with like, I don't know. Imagine having, so this is why another huge pelt that you can get, huge, is if you can find, by the way, a white helmet. Like a white helmet. Oh, look at this. I have 2 of the 2 to 3 tornado ones. But if you could find a white helmet that has like +3 to Grizzly Bear, and then +3 to whatever else you want, and then +3 to whatever else you want, or even just 3 to Tornado and 3 to Grizzly, or 3 to Tornado, 3 to Hurricane, or any of the like 2 to Hurricane, and then 3 to Grizzly, or even 1 to Grizzly, right? If you do not want to invest into this whole freaking tree to get a like a stupid Grizzly Bear just to kind of like tank for you if need be, you just saved yourself so many points to summon this guy, and he will benefit from all plus skills. So Annie, Annihilus will benefit it. Hellfire Torch will benefit it. Any plus to skill gear will benefit. Any plus everything will benefit this. So if you could get a very high level skill, like a level 30 skill on a white, or let's say rare, like a yellow or a blue or whatever, that you don't actually need to invest in, but it is very helpful to have, that's huge. That's huge. Exactly. If you make a Coven and you have a 3 to NATO, 1 to Bear, you get to skip all of the freaking points to get down to Bear. And you're having the 3 to NATO, which with Coven gives you +1 extra. And it give, like, or Delirium or anything. That's why, by the way, 3 sockets. And by the way, be careful, because, like, for example, I could give you guys with confidence. I mean, you guys could take my word for it, because I could demonstrate it for you guys. But, like, be careful if you do ever trade for non-socketed white items, because for all you know, by the way, guys, for all you know, these antlers, I could have found these in normal difficulty. Do you know what that would mean? That would mean that they cannot get 3 sockets. And if you take them to Larzik, or if you use them in the cube, 3 sockets is impossible. Impossible. The only way that you know for sure that it could get 3 sockets is if it comes with 3 sockets, or you have to trust the person that got it as a drop, that that person, aka me, remembers where it dropped, checked that information, and verified that 3 sockets are possible. So I, for example, can guarantee you that these antlers, these antlers, these antlers, all were dropped in a place that will guarantee 3 sockets from Larzik. But I could have gotten them easily in normal and lied to you about them. I would trade these to you. Let's say I had an amazing pair with 3 to Tornado, 3 to Hurricane, and 3 to Grizzly Bear. Okay, which, by the way, all those mods can drop on an antlers in normal difficulty. Okay, when you're like in Act 5, they could drop there. But normal difficulty puts the maximum of sockets to 2 sockets, unless if you're way higher level, like I think if you're like, or not you, but if you're literally getting that drop from like Lister the Tormentor and like the wave 5 and wave 4 of, things in Throne Room, okay? So be careful. But like, because again, I could have an amazing antlers or an amazing pelt, spirit mask or whatever, and it wouldn't have any sockets, and I'd be like, yo, I am looking for 2-3 burr rooms for this, right? and let's say that you really want it so badly, right? And you put it up for offer. You're like, yes, I'm gonna trade my 3 burr runes, my very very important burr runes for this. And then you take it to Larzik, and there is a chance that the person straight up scammed you, and they might not even know that they scammed you, because maybe they don't even know enough information about the game. They found them in normal Act 4 or normal Act 5 in the very, very beginning. And yeah. And you will get 2 sockets from Larzik. And, well, now you're going to be a sad, sad person. Do you see what I'm saying? So just be careful. If something is not socketed, like, by the way, do you see this? This just came with 1 socket. This was also found in Nightmare or Hell. So this could have potentially gotten 3 sockets, but this got 1 socket just naturally. But, like, look at this. Level 12 required, level plus 3 to Fissure, and 1 to Poison Creeper with 1 socket. You're not going to get much better than that for a freaking playthrough. Just, so if somebody's doing something cool, that's why I keep these things. Real quick pee break, just 30 seconds, be right back. Okay, so like I promised, we are back. But anyways, yeah, if you guys ever have questions about this, because like I said, I am not officially affiliated with anybody. I'm not like a Blizzard employee or anything like that, and I make no money off of this. I don't have any ads or anything. I just want to give a disclosure, right? But I am kind of like up to an extent like a walking encyclopedia, because it just very much interests me, Diablo 2, from a math perspective, from every like perspective in that way. If you guys have questions about why I do things or why I keep things, and you guys don't have to take my word for it, you could fact check me and do your own research. But if I'm not sure of something, I'll let you know. Like, there is something, for example, called quality level, because you know how we were just talking about you could get a 3 to NATO, 3 to Hurricane, 3 to Grizzly Bear pelt in normal, for example. I'm pretty sure you can't, or not even pretty sure, I'm literally 99% sure. The only thing that would go against that, which I think pelts, shield, like class-specific items are exempt from this, is that the quality level wouldn't allow it to roll that much. There's different things like treasure class, item level, quality level, character level, monster level, and then there's like, and the quality level is like associated with like what pool of things and how well things can roll. But for example, pelts, like I said, these things, and you guys probably would have noticed yourselves, sometimes you find the craziest things in Act 5 of normal. And that's because the area level opens that up for those possibilities to drop. And then things like character specific items have like no limitations on that. Because you will see limitations in vendors, like if you go to like not Charcy, but like to Larzik, for example, to buy some stuff, or to Mala to buy some stuff. You'll see there are limitations of what you could sell. But when you find them that are class-specific stuff, dude, it's crazy. Anyways, let's keep going to a different character. This is also very interesting. Level 30 required, 2 to shapeshifting, 3 to volcano, which is interesting for duels. It has physical, fire, shockwave, and that's pretty much it. But it has 2 sockets as well. Man, and look at this sigil rain core. Charges, which there's something to be said about that as well. By the way, yeah, but even lore, and you are right, by the way, Mr. Fairhall, even lore with a good triple +3 to skill helm is awesome. Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not awesome. It's just that it wouldn't be, for example, considered like the GG, like worth 10 burrs or whatever of, you know what I mean? But yes, I completely agree. All right, let's take a look at the Necro. Okay, so by the way, like, why did I even keep this? Right? Do you guys have any idea why I might have kept this and I put it on the Necro? This is interesting as well. Oh, dude, I don't want that back. No. But see, like, don't sell that to Charcy, Mr. Bad Habit. It's not like just a nothing burger. People go the whole season trying to find a +3 to Warcry helm that has not, like, I don't even remember, was that an elite base or was that a normal base? Or even a nightmare base, like an exceptional? Because again, sometimes you might want a lower strength requirement with low defense, because that's more beneficial to you rather than having a super high strength requirement, you know, helm or whatever. But that's not a nothing burger. By the way, that's another, that somebody mentioned Coven. I want to make a Coven this season, like today. Yeah. Exceptional. Okay, see, so it's not going to be too high of a strength requirement. It's going to be a Conqueror Crown. Yeah, the Conqueror Crown is a lot of strength. Yeah, for example. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, so there's a lot of thinking that has to go in, like, into making a decision on the fly of if something is worth considering to keep, you know, and then you put in your inventory to, like, think about it later. But, like, things like that, you know. But anyways, why did I keep this, for example? I kept this in case I want to make an Iron Golem out of a crazy high DPS weapon. And into this weapon would most likely go a the new Hustle rune word. I always forget what they're called. Hysteria and Mania. I think they changed it to those two. Hysteria is the armor, Mania is the weapon. You can make an Iron Golem out of metallic things. So Warpike, even though this is like wooden, this has a metal tip, so it's metallic in nature. Or it has like a metallic purpose function to it. And anything that's metallic or has metal involved can become an Iron Golem. This is an ethereal Warpike. Not enhanced damage or anything, but it doesn't matter. This would be an amazing Iron Golem base, right? Things like this, people don't really think about it, like I said, but I think that's cool. Ooh, okay, I want to put this, hold on, 467 would be the highest. If I find something better than this, I will use it, but let's put that there for now. Like, look at this. I keep this stuff very organized, and I'm a huge fan of rare boots and rare gloves. Huge fan. People underestimate them, and rare belts people underestimate. But Belts, I could kind of see a huge kind of difference. Like you could get like a credendum or even like, for example, this. Like belts are out, like, or any of these, right? Belts are like the IK belt, one of my favorites, dude. Like, what can outperform this? A rare belt wise, not much, not much. Unless if you get those res and you get faster hit recovery. Okay, now we're talking. A rare belt can outperform some of these belts, but it's harder. But gloves and boots, guys, always check those bad boys. Ornate plate, again, another non-intuitive body armor piece that people just who cares about this? Well, hold on. If you like style, and if you're kind of a huge style person, right? You want style, and you want the sacred armor look, right? You have what? Ancient armor, which has 100 strength required, which is the normal version, which cannot go past like 100 and something strength or 100 and something defense. Then you could go all the way to sacred armor, which has 232 strength required, which is insane. And the armor is usually what, let's say you put Enigma in or whatever, which helps you with the strength to begin with. So in that case, that would not help you. So you know what a lot of people sleep on? The Ornate plate. Ornate has a lot of defense. A lot. It surpasses a lot of the it surpasses a lot of the early elite bases. Yeah. And yes, it does have 170 strength. By the way, it says 160 here because that's ethereal. So anything that's ethereal, just you have to subtract 10, and that's what it shows you. So it shows 160 strength, but a regular ornate plate has 170 strength. It's still high. It's still high. But look at this. It competes with the defense. Like, look at this guy. It competes with the defense of a freaking elite. Look at this. Almost identical strength. This one has more even. And look, required level 25. Well, of course, without a rune word in it, right? But holy moly, ornate plates, if you're going for style and you want that style, but you don't want to have a low... Like, look at this. By the way, this already has enhanced defense in there, okay? But ancient armor... ancient armor goes up to... Hold on, I want to show a... Where's the regular ancient armor? Okay, I mean, it does go higher than 100. Few. It does go. But it's nothing compared to, for example, an exceptional, like, you know, just FYI. Okay? So, there's that. Okay? But yeah, why do I keep this stuff? I mean, this is interesting, man. I like this. Ooh, that magic damage reduced could go higher, but this is also interesting. 3 to Poison Nova, 2 to Bone Spear, and 2 to Poison Nova, and 1 to Bone Spirit, 3 to Nova. Look at this little cute guy. Like, this guy I should just toss out right now. Because I'm not going to use it on non-ladder for anything, but... Right? But it's interesting. Demon crossbows, the fastest crossbows. Or fastest ranged weapons. Cryptic axe. Trangs. Oh yeah, this should not be here. I don't know why it's here. 1 socket. Giant skull. If anybody wants this, I'm more than happy to have this. Mirror walks. Almost perfect again, man. These were sad that it didn't roll perfect. I got 3 close to perfect pairs, guys, this season. And only 3. I've dropped all 3. for myself personally, and they were almost all perfect. With the exception of the enhanced defense. Everything else is perfect. Well, there's only 3 variables, but still. Spring cleaning. Should I clean out more, guys? I mean, anybody need a 4-socket bow? 4-socket blade bow, blade. 15 ED great bow. Does this vary for defense? Let me see. No, it literally does not. Okay. Alright, let's get rid of that. Griswolds. Does Griswolds change at all? Let's see. G. Griswolds. Oh, it does. 924 low. But it always gives that. This is also an underrated armor. For example. Like in the early on stages of ladder, this is amazing to allow your mercenary to reach enough strength to where, for example, to wield a, let's see, well, not a warp pike. A warp pike doesn't have that much strength, but to where, like, for example, a Colossus Bulge. It gives you plus 20 strength, and it gives you 3 sockets already. Which, in the beginning of ladder, you can put amethysts into the armor, put it on your mercenary. It'll give him like plus 40 to strength. And then you could put a Colossus Bulge on him. Like early on, as long as he has the required level to like wield the Colossus Bulge with the rune word. But like, let's say you find a Colossus Bulge with 4 open sockets, which is the only guaranteed Poleaxe class, you know, from the elite section, where if you take it to Larzik, it gets 4 sockets. That's the only guaranteed one, because 4 is the max sockets, and so if you drop it, it'll guarantee the 4 sockets. But it has so much strength, everybody has an issue wearing it, right? Everybody has an issue putting it on their mercenary up until they get into the literally like your 90s. Like in your 90s, when your character level is in the 90s, that's when you could put a Colossus Bulge on your Act 2 mercenary without having plus strength gear on him. And you're going to need plus strength gear you're going to need other items, for example, for Life Leech or Cure Helm or whatever. You're not going to have plus strength gear. This is huge. That's why I kept it like right here in the beginning. But yes, I'm not going to use it anymore, or I'm not going to use it even. So if anybody wants this, by the way, you guys can come in here. Game is Jables. Password is 6767. Again, but I'm dropping very mediocre stuff, just like random stuff. But if you guys want, I don't know. But I can't like be talking in the chat, and to you guys at the same time. So I'm just gonna be focusing on the chat and YouTube here. If you guys want to keep, just talking. Great early armor, great, and even late. Like you could put what? You could put by the way, guys, you could put facets in this. And it comes with 20 strength and 500 defense. And minus 40% requirements. It only has a 102 strength. And you're close to 1000 defense. You could put 3 fire facets in here if you wanted to. Right? You could put 3 lightning facets as a Javazon if you wanted to. You could, like, if you don't need the armor that you like, that is typically needed, like Enigma, or like a faster cast rate, Skin of the Viper Magi for a sorceress or something. If you don't need something to reach a certain breakpoint, and you're okay with not running an Enigma at the very, very end of season, or whenever you get around to getting your Enigma, or even if you play enough to be able to find Enigma, because again, Enigma is not just handed out to people because they played 10 hours of the season, right? Enigma takes hours of wealth accumulation to get. But let's pretend that, you know, you're at that stage, right, where you did get yourself an Enigma. You know, if you don't need the Enigma, this ain't bad. Put 3 facets in this bad boy. You get plus 20 to strength, which kind of acts kind of like a mini pseudo Enigma there. Plus 500 defense. Are you kidding me? People sleep on a lot of things, and I'm just pointing out that this is one of them. You know? Dude, or put 3 gems in there. Exactly. Put 3 runes in there that you need. It doesn't matter what you put in there, but I'm just saying, people, for example, look for 4 open sockets, like jewelers, armors of deflect, or of not deflecting, of the whale. People look for 4 open socket blank armors that are magic even, just to put facets in there, right? This is 1 facet away from 4 open socket, and you get 20 to strength, and you get 500 defense. Like, you can't say this is a bad armor. Level 45 required, 102 strength. Just get 102 strength, which you're on your way to get a freaking Spirit Monarch anyway. You might as well. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, to give it all res, pretty much, right? Exactly. Yeah, dude, and everything in the Grissa has sockets. You're completely right, Mr. Fairhall. It's very good set, and if you can get it early on, put that baby on your mercenary, and then put a Colossus Volge on there, or whatever. If you need dexterity because you, let's say, found a Thresher, and the dexterity, or let's say, no, not a Thresher. Let's say you found like a Great Poleaxe or something, right? I don't even have it to show you, but like a Cryptic has low requirements. But let's pretend that it had like very nasty requirements, right? So this, by the way, this stream is turning into kind of like a teach people, or like a tips for the new season kind of stream. Maybe I should change the title. Who knows? But if your mercenary doesn't need strength, dude, pop in. And if your mercenary needs dex, put in some flawless emeralds. By the way, guys, if you're in the very beginning of ladder, do not upgrade these to perfect amethysts and put this in here. That is the stupidest thing you can do. Do not put these in the early ladder into the armor to give it to your mercenary. These are available for you to make your first crafted amulet, first crafted belt, putting a socket or any sockets into a weapon or an armor using a cube. Just use these guys. Just use these. These guys fall out of the sky like crazy, and it's not much of a difference. 8 strength, 8 strength is probably plenty enough versus 10, 10, 10. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying? In the beginning of the ladder, do not worry about making everything to the perfect. Just put the whatever you need in there. Just slap it on to your mercenary. Get him what he needs. By the way, if he wants life, dude, this is 100 life right here. 31, 31, 31. What do you got there? 93 life? Huge. You want MF? But remember, this only counts if your mercenary lands the final killing blow. Okay? 20, 20, 20. That's 60 MF. If you, like, let him kill Indariel, right? Like, once you lower her down enough. Guys, a whole bunch of stuff is very good and viable for a lot of reasons to just use. Okay, by the way, even like Trangs here, let me put these away here. Let me just show you this thing. Even Trangs, guys, look at this. 84 strength required. This is a free, if you don't care about your armor, right? If you don't need stealth for the faster cast rate, let's just pretend. And you just want to run fast, and you get this for some reason. But this is way less actually useful than, like, for example, Griswolds. I'm just saying, right? Because it has really nothing much else on it. But, and it's already a heavy armor, which has a negative 10 penalty. So really, in all honesty, you're getting plus 30 to faster run walk. But actually, yeah, now I completely take it back. Stealth already has 25 faster run walk, and you could put it in the lightest armor there is. Never mind, I take it back. See? Everybody learns when we learn together. By the way, this is also a... I don't like this defense on this armor. This seems low. It is low. It's not low, but it's not great. And it's level 95 or 95 strength required. Ugh, I don't like this one. I literally, in all honesty, should just toss it. I just don't know if I have a Scarab Husk that's this defense or higher that has 3 sockets, and I do want to keep one of each type just for the looks, right? You get to choose what you want. You know. Oh yes, Hysteria. That's what it used to be called. Now it's, oh yeah, no, it is. It used to be called Hustle. That was the best one, man. Oh yeah, by the way, here's the evidence here. By the way, strength is required 100. Oh, is that what I... Yeah, that's what I was saying. Ancient armor is strength required 100. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. Yes, this one. Hysteria. Shale Co-Eld. Now remember, Eld is the rarest of the low rune words. Or of the low runes. L is more common than Eld is. By the way. So Eld is a weird exception. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but I forget which, like, what the pattern is, but there is kind of like a more popular, less popular, more popular, less popular, more popular, less popular. Like among the twins of every rune, there's a more popular and a less popular drop rate. Now, when you get to the super high end, it's not noticeable, but here it is. Like Eld is very rare actually to find. If you're not farming Countess, like it's kind of rare in general. Like, and look at this, I have way more L's than I have Elds. But yes, if you could get yourself a Co-Rune, which is, so it's not really farmable. I mean, it's farmable in even Nightmare, or yeah, in Nightmare Countess. Can get up to an IO, and then she has a actually, let me take that back. You get up to an IO as a special rune drop, but well, anyway, if you can get yourself a Co, yes, this is so amazing. This is such an amazing armor, guys. It's incredible. And another sleeper variant about this, like why people don't realize how good it is, because everybody sees the 65 faster run walk, and everybody sees the 40% IAS, and everybody sees the 20% faster hit recovery. And even the 10 all res. But guys, ever since they fixed evade and dodge and avoid, or whatever it's called, there's the 3 Amazon skills, right? They fixed them where faster hit recovery does not start applying when this triggers. So, like evade when that triggers. 6 to evade is so good, it makes you not like unhittable, but incredibly resistant to getting like hit. Like for enemies to even trigger your faster hit recovery, for example, or to trigger something. It's very powerful. Very powerful. Yeah, and see? And yes, this putting on a merc is amazing, but putting it on yourself is amazing. And by the way, you don't have to put in an ancient armor. I just put it in there because I like the look, and I don't mind sacrificing the 100 strength. See, that's why maybe I'm not your typical, like, you know, I'm not going to tell you what Max Roll tells people to do, because first of all, I don't agree with everything that Max Roll says. It seems like they might need a little bit of help here and there as well. But I you know, I also enjoy things like how something looks or feels. But anyways, yes, so you could put this in a regular armor that has just 3 sockets, okay? But yes, Shale Coeld, amazing. Anyways, did I have to go over anything else here? Giant Skull, again, you will not be finding this any early on. This is very rare to find, but this sucks. It only rolled 1 socket. It could have 1 to 2 sockets, but this is beautiful for any ranged class. Which actually there's not many, but like now there's like, you know, for example, you could be a demon machine enchantress. You could be a hex bane, hex purge, crossbow shooter on a warlock. You could be, well, you could be your typical Boazon. But anybody that uses a crossbow / bow, knockback, look at this, crushing blow, strength. By the way, this is another sleeper helmet for the mercenary as well. Now, you could actually think about the knockback on a mercenary as a defensive. Yeah, this actually, yeah, that's right. I'm not even gonna drop this unless if somebody wants this. But just because it has 1 socket doesn't really even matter. Not only does this have a huge amount of strength, and it's only level 106, or only 106 strength required, so you could chug this on a mercenary, helping you even more with equipping that Colossus Bulge, or whatever it is you want to equip him with. But, and the crushing blow is nice. But you know what the knockback does when we have it on a melee class? It's annoying, right? Your first, yeah, and by the way, you're right. Most characters go 156 strength these days anyway because of the Monarch. But there's the caveat that if and once they get their Enigma, they respec to have way lower than 156 strength just because Enigma gives them that much strength. Do you see what I mean? But besides that, yes, you are completely right, Mr. Fairhall. Your first character next season will be Enchant Sork, really? Oh, on your second computer. Yes, that's right, dude. You were telling me about this whole thing that you're going to be doing. Or like you've hinted at it. You've mentioned it. Or maybe it wasn't you, but there was several of people that said, dude, I'm going to get a second like computer / laptop or whatever, and I'm going to get a BO barb going, like a Battle Orders barb. Or I'm going to get an Enchant Sork going. Just to like buff up characters that they plan on using. So if they're using a physical character, they might be doing bow and enchant, or vice, or whatever it is, right? Dude, yeah. So forget me if you didn't mention that idea and I'm just confusing you with somebody else. But as even with the small community that I have here, several of you already have mentioned how you, for example, are going to be doing something like that, right? Hey, nice. Exactly. Yeah. But guys, this guy, right? So even though it's annoying for a melee character, if it's us, to have knockback on our gear because it constantly pushes monsters away when you're trying to kill them with your own weapon, on a mercenary, this is a huge defensive strat. Because when he gets overwhelmed, what happens? He dies, right? If he has a knockback, I know that we want him to do a lot of damage. But don't worry, he's not going to knock back Diablo, he's not going to knock back Mephisto, he's not going to knock back Bale, none of the super uniques. you know. Or no, let's not say none of the super uniques, but he's not going to knock back those guys. Do you know why? Because they're bosses, all right? They don't get knocked back. But this can help him stay alive. This is a huge one. And again, I save a lot of these stuff to. This is a good thing to talk about them, I guess. This is like the last day of the season for me. So, in celebration, guys, celebrate. This is a great defensive, although very rare helm in general, and that's why it sucks that I got one socket, because you would really want 2 sockets, and then you could adjust whatever you want with them. You guys could put shale runes in there for him. Faster hit recovery. Huge. You could put soul runes, just flat damage reduction. You could put whatever he's missing on the resists, right? Ral, Orts, usually these probably, right? Guys, the possibilities are endless, especially since unique items usually do not come with any sockets, and the ones that do are either sucky, like they just kind of don't really have that much purpose, but any that do beg the question, right? They might be useful here and there, right? Ravenclaw is the bomb for an enchanted character. Yeah, but again, Ravenclaw, you cannot... that's like an old news things that people used to do. You cannot rely on Ravenclaw, Mr. Farrell. Ravenclaw is incredibly rare, first of all. Very rare. So you're not going to get it on a playthrough. If that's what you're saying, like, oh, the season starts and you get a Ravenclaw. If you're not handing it down, or if you're not immediately trying to trade for it, and the person that is trading it knows why it's valuable, yeah, you can't rely on that. But it literally doesn't matter. You don't need no Ravenclaw, my man. As long as you have an enchant sorceress, you could enchant any character for anything. You enchant a Zealer, boom, he hits 5 times with incredible damage. You enchant a Vengeance Paladin, boom, he hits even harder with his fire portion for the Vengeance damage. You enchant a Whirlwind, boom, that's what happens. You enchant a Multi-Shabozan, boom, that's what happens. Enchant in itself is good. You do not need Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw is completely overrated. In my opinion, everybody's like blabbling about Ravenclaw. By the way, kind of recently, everybody's been mentioning Ravenclaw. They've been mentioning it in Howie's streams, in Jam's streams, like, and when I was in there, I started like not arguing against them or arguing against it. I was just like saying, like, dude, guys, why is everybody mentioning Ravenclaw? Like, guys, Ravenclaw is overrated, numero uno, number 1. But it's almost impossible to get. You're not going to get a Ravenclaw on your playthrough. And if you do, you are incredibly lucky. And when you do get a Ravenclaw later, then you already have better gear to replace that Ravenclaw with anyway for that character for leveling purposes. Like, you're not going to be relying on Ravenclaw. Just FYI, okay? Don't want to kind of poop on your parade here. But Hysteria, yes. But Hysteria, you have to actually work towards. You can work towards it. Ravenclaw, you cannot. And, again, you're not going to get Ravenclaw, you know? By the way, you could get a fast bow. By the way, you know what a very fast bow is? Zephyr. It's a rune word. 2-socket bow. 25% faster cast or faster attack speed. Zephyr. Ort is the highest rune there. Oh. Like, there's low requirements. Just requires of 19. If I'm not mistaken, because that's what Ort rune requires. Zephyr. It's Ort. Hold on. Ort. Ort Eth? Eth Ort, something like that. So yeah, don't rely on Ravenclaw. Everybody's just been yapping about the Ravenclaw recently. At least it seems like to me. I'm like, geez Louise, why is everybody constantly talking about Ravenclaw? It's literally pointless, guys. Ravenclaw, do not rely on it because you ain't gonna get it. and for the people that do find it, they don't even realize how good it is. They're just gonna Charcy it. They're not gonna trade it to you, like, unless if, again, they want to get on the hype and they're gonna price it like pretty high on Trader or whatever. Which you're better off not trading your valuable runes and stuff you find for a Ravenclaw, I would say, ever. But yeah, this amazing little sucker. You know why? Life and mana based on character level, and faster hit recovery. 30 of it. And 10 FCR. I know it's 35 required, so it's past Spirit. But see, but that's the thing. That's why Spirit always freaking wins. But like, man, yeah. But I mean, this just goes to show that that's why Spirit wins. You know what I'm saying, boys? Spirit always wins. Look at this, plus 100 life. Doesn't have any other thing on it, but so here's a Raincore. Ta-da, ta-da. And there's Trangs. Anything else that I want to talk about here? Yeah, no worries, Mr. Farrell. Oh, Rogue's Bow. Wait. Are you talking about? No, you're talking about Rogue's Bow. I thought you were talking about Ravenclaw. Am I crazy? Hold on. You're talking about Ravenclaw. Rogue's Bow is the thing that they're changing for this upcoming season. And they are just giving it plus 1 to 3 fire arrow and cold arrow. But again, that bow is required level 20. And the chance of you getting even that is... Oh yeah, it's a poor man's Ravenclaw. Oh yeah, sure. But even that is also rare to get. Like, that's the thing. I mean, it's less rare than Ravenclaw, just by the way. Actually, you'll get a Rogue's Bow probably sooner than you'll get a Ravenclaw. Even though Ravenclaw is lower level required and everything. You will get a Rogue's Bow most often before you get a Ravenclaw. In general. But even then, like, you're better off farming an Ort rune and making yourself a Zephyr, like the moment you hit 25. Rogue's Bow is a complete waste. Dude, I should have been more. Oh, let's actually join with the next character. I should have been more critical, but again, nobody pays attention to me, right? Like, you kidding me? You know, I'm not a big streamer or anything like that, so no one's gonna care about what I say. But I should have been more critical about the Rogue's Bow change. It's literally pointless. The 1 to 3 cold arrow / fire arrow, completely pointless. And I mean, I mentioned it in that video that I made, which again, I don't make videos often. That's why, hey, if you guys can, that would be awesome if you guys want to at least hit the thumbs up on the video, like one of those official videos, not one that's live, that I talk about the patch notes. I mentioned it, how it's completely pointless that they gave level 1 skill buffs to a level 20 bow. It's completely stupid. No one's going to use it for that. No one. Man. By the way, it's not, and it wasn't an O skill. Maybe people are actually even misunderstanding what the patch notes said. It's not saying that you can use fire arrow or ice or cold arrow on a non-Amazon. That's not what they said. The patch note says Amazon only in parentheses. This is only for Amazons on the Rogue's Bow. It's not like, oh, if you get the Rogue's Bow on a sorceress, you get to use cold arrow or fire arrow. No, you do not. Because there's a difference, right? An O skill means that you get the skill of that character no matter what class you are, right? That's a different story. Like, plus teleport on Enigma is called an O skill because any class gets that skill on them, right? Right. Yes, and I see what you're saying. That all they need is the Rogue's Bow, get enchanted, and it's exactly what that is, and even better. Right, but that requires 2 players, or it requires you to have 2 accounts. Again, this is not normal behavior for humans. Like, it is not normal for us as the players. The people that invest in this game, right? We're paying money to Blizzard. It is not on us to start buying multiple computers, multiple PCs, run multiple apps, go through hoops, hop in and out, try to have 2 accounts running at once. No, that is not normal. Okay? That is not normal. And they should, like, that should almost, like, I literally think that should not even be allowed. Like, but again, who's going to prove anything for anything? But, like, what if there was a rule where if you do get caught multi-boxing or whatever, like, that's it. Like, but what they should do is, you know, change the game so that it's not like that. But anyways, again, that's neither here nor there. I'm actually not against, like, you know, how if people have to do that. But again, that's not normal. Nobody has time. Nobody has the energy. Nobody has the investment to do that. And for what? For a video game? Like, no. No, thank you, Jose. Like, if I have a friend that could do it, that's fine. And again, if that's your prerogative, and I'm not saying anything against you, by the way, Mr. Farrell. I love you, my man. Okay? You keep doing. By the way, if you're gonna do the 2 thing, do it. Like, I'm not against it. I'm just saying it's not normal for them to expect something like that to be like a normal point of like an argument or whatever, right? Yes, I know, Mr. Fairhall. You have 5 computers and you're a tech genius. Okay. Yeah. So obviously, if you're like a computer guy and you have computers running, you could do this. But to a normal human, right? Yeah. But see, you're the exception, Mr. Fairhall, and I'm pretty sure you agree. You're the exception. Like, nobody, you know, rarely does anybody have more than 1 computer. And if they do, they have 2, but maybe they're not even next door. Like, one is in their kid's room, or one is in the official office and one is in their like gaming room. Like, do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, it shouldn't be expected from people to kind of analyze a game if they were to run 2 accounts. Like, that's nonsense, you know, in my opinion. So don't, you know, don't send everybody my way. Don't go crazy, Mr. Fairhall. Don't send the FBI my way. But yeah, do you guys see what I'm saying? That's kind of just like in general, like my point is that, oof, 6%, huh? Can't believe I kept that actually. Ooh, this is nice. We need that. We need 3 open socket things. Also, what is this? 5 open socket Thunder Maul. Oh, yeah, I was keeping this to give people while they were holding the Gimmer Shred. This is the fastest increased attack speed helm in the game. Dude, what? I forgot about these. Were they just really quickly put on this guy when I was doing something? Oh, look at this. 42 Sacred Ranesh. Yeah, things are mixed up here. Oh, yes. So this was the quick guy right here. This is a cool shield. Oh, man. I still have to look this up, actually. I'm going to have to look this up. This is such a cool shield. Such a cool shield. Yeah, I know, Mr. Farrell. And like I said, I'm not. Oh, don't worry. I'm not against you or anything like that. I'm just saying, that, and I'm not even saying that you're bringing up that like perspective or like that point of the like that point of view. I'm just saying a lot of people, actually quite a lot, to my surprise, have this perception like where it's expected that if you want anything out of this game, then you should run 2 accounts on it. Do you see what I'm trying to say? That people use that as an argument, like that it's normal. Like, oh yeah, dude, just get a second account and run a BO barb on it. Or do this. It's like, dude, no. The game is supposed to be the game on 1 account, and it should suffice. It should be good. You know, don't, you know, and so like I said, I'm not saying that you say that, because it just reminded me like when you were saying that stuff, so maybe I'm taking it out on you. But yes, catch you later, Mr. Farrell. You know, have a good one at work. Happy Sunday. I'll catch you next time. But yeah, I just want to relay that, you know, several people, and again, not you, not even from this chat, or sorry, not even from our community, not like from mine or your community, guys. But several people have just like, not several, many people treat it like that. Oh, it's completely normal to have 2 accounts running at the same time, or like, guys, no, it's not. Like, no, don't mistake Blizzard's unwillingness and lack of, I don't know, management to start changing our ideas about what is normal and what is not normal, because that's not normal to have expectations of people to be running 2 accounts and you know, yada yada. At least not in my opinion. I'm completely against that. And so, you know, there you have it, guys. Goblin Toe. See, again, like, oh man, I was keeping these to give away, and then I guess, again, we never really revisited some of these characters. Again, they didn't have godly stuff, but I think this character was the one that, not for giveaways, but I don't know why I have, like, these guys. I have the G-Face. I remember we found this ourselves. Everything here was found ourselves. This was not given to us. Yeah. This was ours. We found that. Oh yeah, we were gonna give this away. An Etten Axe, which is normal attack speed. Kind of sucks at the same time though. Man. We didn't know what to do with this. We looked up what people were trading this for, and it was kind of like all over the place. And then I was thinking, like, what would it be for, really? A non-ethereal 5 open socket. You know, there might be a use case for that. Berserker Axe, oof, we would need to Larzik it, but it's not superior, which is a nice thing in a sense, because you do get to Larzik it. Blade of Alibaba, 741. This one is close to perfect, but not actually that close. But on the high end of Great Halbergs, because they go up to 501, if I'm not mistaken. So that's close to there as the base defense. So regular 5 open second, this, that. Which is nice, by the way, that they don't make all of those you know, that they don't make them ladder only now. Excuse me. Bad lightning res. Italian's boots. Level 13 required. Look at these little suckers. You know. Okay. Whoops. What else? What else we got here? Oh, kind of like a trip down memory lane. Isn't it? Yeah, this girl. Check out what she got. Koko Shikaku. Like this. If you find this on a playthrough, amazing. Faster run walk, man. Faster hit recovery. You kidding me? So nice. These are noteworthy gloves just in general. I know they don't have faster attack speed, but okay, let's pretend that they were not even for an Amazon. They are dual res, fire and lightning. You know what I mean? Like, yes, they're bad in a sense because they're 106 strength required, they're level 51 required, and all that stuff. But at the end game, let's say, not end game, but like once you're in hell and you have this much strength and whatever, and you're missing the two most important resistances, pretty not bad. And if you don't care about faster attack speed and you haven't found Trangs or Mage Fists and, you know, you really don't have options for faster cast ray gloves, you know, not bad. 3 crossbow, well, we should socket these. This would have to go to Larzik, which I think gives 5. Matriarchal bow, let me see. Oh yeah, both of them can have up to 5 only. Whoopsie daisies. Yeah. Matriarchal bolt and Grim Matri bow have up to 5. So this one could get up to 5. This one will get 5. Bariza, Witchwild, such an amazing bow. Again, why? Because of the 2 sockets and the all res and the deadly strike and the amp damage. Man, this is such a good bow. 2 to jab with 3 mana leech. Has nothing else on it really. 2 to bow and crossbow with fire. Again, no faster attack speed. Again, bow and crossbow. But look at this. Even without that, these are cold res 20 MF gloves with the baby strength. You know, 3 to jab and 3 life leech. 2 to pass out magic. But look at this. 26 to strength, 16 all res, damage reduced by 4, and confused charges. Now this is something kind of crazy cool. And the only sad thing about this is that it only has the 2 to passive and magic. Why not 2 to Amazon skills? Or 2 to any skills of any class? Woo! And yes, the enhanced defense is also kind of like a whatever, right? It's kind of like a whatever thing. But it does not matter. Those other stats are so kind of so weird and clutch. I don't know. This is very interesting. 2 to bow and crossbow, 20 attack speed. And pretty much that's it. 46, 380. Yeah, okay, so we know what we need to do with that. Okay, by the way, what happened here? Who was here? I didn't even notice. Dude, I'm so sorry. Was I not looking at the screen? Dude, I must have been looking at these stuff this whole time. And that's what happens, guys. I'm so sorry. I can't believe that I did not notice and I just heard you come in here. Or I heard the demon die. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Dude, I must have been like, I'm like a horse with the blind, you know, that thing that they put on the horse with the blinders so that he doesn't veer off the path. Mr. Josh, yes, jeez Louise. I'm one of those guys. I started talking about items and that's all I literally was looking at. That's so funny. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Hephasto died. And that was you. Yeah, we're just going over what we've been what we found like throughout the season. And if anybody's interested in any of this, like again, a lot of this stuff is obscure, niche, so not for everybody and probably not going to have really much use for anything. This is also an interesting one with 15 strength, faster run walk, even for a mercenary, not stupid. It makes them move fast. Has the strength boost, right? To have them wield, for example, that Colossus Bulge or whatnot. You know, it's not bad, boys. Tri-res belt, I know. And by the way, level 13 required. And yes, it sucks that the cold and lightning res are almost abysmal, but you know, whatever. A tri-res belt at level 13, bravissimo. You know? Again, is this any of this stuff going to be worth a non-ladder? No. And we would have to like actually put a socket in these if anybody wanted them. Like this would have to have a Larzik. It would use up a socket quest. This we could use a cube to chance it. This needs the Larzik. This needs the Larzik. This would only get 4 sockets. This would only be for like insight. But you know, or like 4 socketed stuff. Not perfect, but very nice. This one's perfect without attack rating, but attack rating kind of sucks. This is one of my favorite bows of all time. This one right here. This one right here. Now that's a bow. 50% piercing attack and fires explosive bolts and adds fire damage. Yeah, boy. You don't got to be an Amazon to use this. You just freaking use it when you get it. If you want to be a ranger. That's an awesome bow. That's what I got to say. Dude, I know. Yeah, I got your message, by the way. See? Or no, was that... Hold on. Was that you or Mr. Sage? Gosh darn, now I can't even see. Why can't I see my previous freaking chats? So stupid. So stupid. Yeah, I don't know. Whoa, hold on. There's an announcement. They're performing a live... Oh, a live maintenance on Wednesday. Oh, of course. Yeah, okay. Never mind. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's check out this lady. So this was our skipper. Look at this. Again, no skills on it. I know. But this is very interesting. One of the few helms that would give you mana, because you could only really get mana. All res, life leech. Dude, this is just like an amazing helmet for a mercenary. Well, besides the mana. The mana would be for an actual character. But look at this. Like, let's say that you don't use Tal's mask. I know there's comparable, even slightly better options, right? Obviously. But you don't get 20 faster run walk, and you can't on any other really helmet. I don't think so, unless if you guys can help me remember. Which helmet gives faster run walk that has life leech and all res on it? None, I think. Makes your mercenary moves faster. So to get to the enemies faster, to start life leeching faster. See what I mean? Interesting, right? Cold and fire, very high, level 13 required, guys. Some of these gloves are amazing. Some of them not so much. But again, 13 required. Look at that. 21 required. 21 required. Spear and man catcher. If anybody wanted to make like an infinity, but to use for yourself without it degrading, but not a caster. Like, for example, if I wanted to use it with my Mirrored Blades Warlock, or with a Vengeance Paladin, or a Zeal Paladin with an infinity or whatever, this would be something to look for example. Man, one off perfect on the ED. Beautiful. Demon Machine. Oh, just these little suckers here. This is a cool little
it is an honor to serve
thing here. Viper. Spell Steal, an amazing find early on if you don't have a teleport staff yet. But even on top of that, yes, because it has less charges than a regular typical teleport staff, so that's kind of the sad part about this. But it also has decrepify charges. And there's just like damage reduction, faster cast rate, and mana on top of it. So it's kind of just like nice to hold on to, you know? It's very nice. Okay, that's fine. And here's our giant skull that's a little better. Oh, show. Team Machine. Spear and Mage Plate. Rock Stopper, one of my favorite helmets. Look at these low level. Oh, not this one, but look at this one. Nice. Nice. Again, we should just like toss all of this stuff out. But I will. If I need to, I'll freaking toss everything out, I guess. If I want to, you know. But see, like, this was a cool find. Look at this, 341 ED. That's all it had, but one of the first and only over 300 ED weapons that we found that were rare. 13 required. Look at this, with Frost Nova even on it, man. That's so cool. Man. Oh my goodness. My doggo, my doggo. Ba-ba-da-ba. So this, I was gonna research, which again I have to remember to research that rare vortex shield. But this was at the same day that we got that, and we were thinking would we ever want to use this as a damage weapon for the Warlock for the non-ethereal version? Because it's an Archon staff for 6 sockets. And I never answered that question for myself, actually. So I do need to, unless if you guys have ideas. Like Obsession, wouldn't mind if it was ethereal, right? So we could get an ethereal one for that, if anything. And it doesn't even need to be enhanced damage because you don't care about that. Would you care about any 6-socket rune word that could go into a staff that you cared about it being non-ethereal to not degrade is the question. And I'd have to double check with that. Look at this, guys. Woo! Oh yeah. This is something very juicy. Again, a non-ethereal though. So for a non-ethereal rune word that doesn't become indestructible, this is required. Perfect ED, perfect attack rating, Colossus Sword. Amazing. CVC. Dude, we still didn't even roll these. Look at this. Just laying around. But we did find these like at the very, very end of ladder, so everybody has their insights already. 5 open socket Caduceus just because concentration. Again, the concentration at this point has no use for it. I don't think so. No. Just has it. Ravenlore here. Ooh, great help. Another great help. Guess we need to make some stuff out of that. Let's put that there. Let's put this here. Yeah. Tranks, horizons. Ooh! Since when did we have a 30 skin? Oh, that's when we found this with our group playthrough or the group farm, and everybody already had a skin of the Viper Magi and they didn't need it. Would you look at that? These are all for either re-rolling or just very nicely one single stat. Windhammer. Interessant. Another Wolf Howl. Look at that. Soul Drainers. If anybody wants them. Look at this one. But this one didn't roll 20 on the strength, obviously. But 199, one off perfect there. Kind of cool. Because they're going to need them next season. You know? Oh yeah, we should roll this. Yeah, we should roll that. This I almost feel like literally chucking out though, for real, because I don't know what that's going to be used for. Just a regular Caduceus, man. Gosh darn it. With concentration. 2 to Abyss there, though. 2 to Abyss there, and Sigil Death. This is not bad. For a freaking blade, Tri-Res with Nova level 18 required. Look at these guys. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness gracious. And look at these. These are just like cute. But look at this. It's like a 4 faster hit recovery with 1 to magic find. Small charm, you know? That's awesome. Again, these could all just go boing, 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 bye bye. But okay. And then this guy. Oh yeah, this is the one. Okay, so Wedge gave us this. I mean, he had nothing to do with it, or he had nothing to do, like, for it, with it. So he's like, this is a perfect defense sacred armor, guys, by the way. Incredibly rare to actually get that defense on it, and it rolled 3 sockets, which limits the amount of rune words that could be made in it. And it's not ethereal, so it's actually good for yourself as well. This is literally the max defense of any armor for a regular armor, right? Non-ethereal that there could be. So this is kind of cool. Wedge just kind of tossed it our way just to, I guess, show off or whatever. Interest. Man, look at this, close to perfect. This one's not close to perfect, but still it's an Archon plate. Scolders. Cranium Basher, we just got this not too long ago. I can't believe, and it rolled anti-perfect. How sucky is that? Yep, it rolled anti-perfect. Actually, we should put that here so that we know that it rolled badly. This though, I wouldn't mind trying to re-roll a few times to get higher ED and the meditation to go high, and even the crit strike, really. But it didn't have any enhanced defense or enhanced damage. But this is cool. This is cool. Reaper's Toll, Insight, just a regular Insight here. Mediocre there though. Horizons. Oh yeah, these were just dropped. Where were they dropped? Yeah, look at these baby things. These were dropped by, was it either random people in a random game? I remember I picked up one Horizon's boots that people just didn't want. I'm like, what? Really? They're just awesome, cannot be frozen stat sticks with strengthened ducks and magic res and faster run walk. Like, if you could spare 115 strength, these are amazing. War Travs, 41s. We haven't even found, I don't think, a pair for ourselves like this season. I might be crazy. Maybe we found one, but they weren't good at all, so we never used them. But yeah, I mean, look at these baby little things. This is kind of cool though. Look at these. These were shopped. We shopped these early on. I believe, probably though, if I'm not gonna lie. I mean, so I don't think that these can roll like this. Like, they can't roll this high in Act 2 of normal yet. But, what's the guy in Act 2? The guy that's all the way like northwest. Not Eldritch. Elzix. Elzix. Elzix can sell you guys very similar boots with just slightly lower fire res as the cap. In normal Act 2, as long as you're roughly like like a character level, right? Like your own level is high enough to have shops spawn with fire res and magic find. These are amazing. Level 18 required. Yes, they don't have faster run walk. But huge fire res and huge magic find. These are preferred to me over these any day if I need the fire res. You know what I'm saying? If I need the fire res, what does this give me? Not much. 10 vitality. 10 strength. But again, I'm not going to rely on war travelers with my strength level so that I don't have enough if I end up changing them out. So, you know what I mean? Yes, they don't have the fast run walk. I know, but there's something to be said about that. Naja staff, best teleport staff before you get Enigma. By the way, this is the best type of staff or offhand that you can get for teleport. 69 charges is a lot of teleports before you run out. So you could pretty much teleport everywhere you need in one zone if you really, really badly want to / need to use the teleport charges. Huge, right? Blood Boil with Bind Demon as well. This would be for like a Blood Boil build for Void, I guess. Yeah, because there's no real other opportunity. Look at this one. Lethargy charges on a faster cast rate circlet with pretty much nothing really useful after that besides, you know, the druid skills if you're a druid. But for a druid, you're going to be using a pelt, most likely, unless if you need the faster cast rate, which again, I don't know. But it has lethargy charges, huge. And this is kind of cool. No warlock skills, but I remember I kept this because of the cool abyss, death, high res on the two most important res, faster hit recovery. I mean, all these stats are nice besides the enhanced defense. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of cool. Okay. And let's see. Last but not least. Ah, see, another one of these. I know I saved a few just in case somebody needed them or wanted them. Tri-res boots, look at this. Dual res boots, but mostly lightning. Oh yeah, I was gonna use these actually, and then I never ended up using these. Oh, excuse me. Chukonu, 14 ED. This will also get 5 sockets, by the way. I verified this would get 5 sockets. This one has nothing on it, but this one has that. Wow, I'm surprised. Oh, I know I didn't use these. I'm surprised I didn't use these this season. And it's because they're Myrmidon Greaves. Myrmidon. Myrmidian. I always thought it was like Meridian or something like that. But Myrmidon. Myrmidon Greaves, which have 208 strength. Holy smokes. There's like a freaking... Wow. So much strength. But for a Kixen, this is where you would get your value out of them. If you want Magic Find and you need some Fire Res, are you kidding me? Amazing. Because the higher the like quality level of the boot, the more damage it does. So Myrmidon Greaves are, I believe, the highest DPS boots in the game. Natalia's, again, another Natalia's. Cold Fire with Frost Nova. Highest tier boots already. Man, I forgot that I put all these amulets here for like the low level stuff. Man, look at this. I wonder what else I have here. But like, look at this. I like most of these rings were like low level required and very interesting ones. Some of them were higher level required. Aw, like look at that. Like no Kazan's is better than this, and it has this lower required level even, I think. Yeah, of course. But this was early on before we had no Kazans. What are these? Oh yeah, these are... Hmm. Okay. Okay, okay. Huh. Would you look at that? See? Not bad. Hasaurus. Okay. So pretty much that shows off what we've been accumulating on our mules in a sense. Oh yeah, this girl's a nightmare. Right? Look at this. We just went through all of our level 1s. And then essentially, these guys you all know, but we'll go over them as well. However, let me take a little break. Cigaretto break. It's been... Well, you know what? Maybe we should take an actual break. And then we will come back live. Yeah, maybe I'll go eat some dinner and stuff like this. Yeah. I think that's going to be the better option here. Yeah, I'll go eat some dinner and stuff like that because I don't want people to like wait on. And then I don't even know when I would eat dinner, like very, very late, I guess I would eat. Yeah, let me do that. Let me go eat some dinner. It's already been 2.5 hours. Jeez Louise, just reviewing the stuff that we have this season. So let's do that. Let me say farewell for the time being. We'll come back later with another stream that started up because I don't want to put you guys like on a waiting thing. I think that's incredibly stupid to be like, yo, I'll be back in 45 minutes. That's completely nonsense. So I would never do that. So let us reconvene in like an hour and a half or so. Probably that's gonna be a nice time. Like, yeah, around 8:30ish, maybe the latest or whatever. For a quick session of maybe we will, yeah, we'll do like the coven, like we'll do a few rune words or whatever, and we'll try to see if anybody can exchange. By the way, think about this, guys. If anybody needs, I was thinking about making a bramble. I know it's not really practical or anything, but just for that freaking demon warlock, just to kind of like showcase, it would be even crazier if on this guy with the fanaticism beast, if Alhazir, our mercenary, had bramble, which gave the thorns aura on top. That would be incredible. But for that, I'm going to need an Ohm rune. And I think for Coven, we might need an extra Ist or something. But don't worry, we have... And for Bramble, I already have a Sur rune for that. But I'd be willing to give you guys way the benefit of the doubt. Especially if you guys have been like, helping out, like, contributing or whatever. There's no reason for us to even, go over like, what is required of any of you guys. But I'll give you guys like a jaw rune or something like that for like a few of those runes, including the Ohm, like a few of those like lower runes or whatever when we come back, so that at least I can make like the ground, Coven. Maybe if you guys have a Vex, we could make a Flickering Flame. I have not made that yet, and I think that that's still part of the ladder only rune words. I wouldn't mind making Flickering Flame. But again, I'll trade it fair and square. Like, you guys will get way more value out of this if you guys do have like an Ohm, a Vex, maybe like an Ist, Mal, something like along those lines. Like the runes that are needed for those things. Because we already have a Surf for the Bramble, and I think that that's what it would be for. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Alright. We'll be back, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. But don't forget to come back in about an hour and a half to 2 hours max. Alright? Peace out, YouTube. Adios, amigos. Bye, 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 bye. And I'll be back in a jiffy. Peace out, y'all.